Well, we covered the underrated Disney movies, so why not tackle the underrated Dreamworks movies? Dreamworks has had a long history of amazing movies, and yeah, with a repertoire like that, some are gonna slip through the cracks and maybe don't get remembered as much as the others. So we're here today to shed a little bit of light on a few of these that I really think could use a little extra attention. So let's start off our list with El Dorado. Poor Road to El Dorado. This film really got its butt handed to it just because it came out in a slew of other big animated movies that were all coming out in CG. And of course, at this time, CG was brand new. It'd only been around for like less than a decade, and poor little El Dorado just couldn't make it to its city of gold. But at least in hindsight, it has developed quite the cult following. People have recognized it for its fantastic hand-drawn animation. They've recognized it for the songs, and of course, they're written by Tim Rice and Elton John. Of course they're gonna be good. Same duo from The Lion King, for crying out loud. The characters of Miguel and Tulio were very entertaining. The story as a whole was really fun, although it is another liar reveal con man story, which DreamWorks really loves those apparently. There's a ton of them. This one did really set itself apart and had a really unique feel and was a lot of fun. So yeah, if you've never given this adventure a shot, maybe grab a map and go. You might just find something shimmering in gold. Next up, we have my personal favorite of all of these films, which is Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. Oh my goodness, what can I say about Spirit? Oh my goodness, I love Spirit so much. I love the direction that the film took to where they didn't actually make Spirit talk. Well, I mean, he kinda talks. He has like an inner monologue that shows up every so often, and to be honest, I kinda wish they didn't have that. No shame to Matt Damon, but yeah, kinda detracted more than anything else. But he doesn't show up that often, so easy to look past. I thought that the animation that they did for him was just so expressive and so wonderful. I could watch Spirit all day long. This animation is just spellbinding. His relationship with Little Creek was great. His relationship with Rain was awesome. They were just so well done. His full-on, just unbreakable spirit, for, you know, lack of a better term, I mean, that's why he's named Spirit, for crying out loud. He definitely has an unbreakable spirit, and just this one horse's just determination for freedom under any circumstances is just admirable. And seeing him in situation after situation and still being able to go full force, even whenever he's at his lowest point, oh, it's just inspiring, and I can't say enough great things. And I think the music in this is fantastic. I know for a lot of people, the Bryan Adams songs are, you know, they either make the film for you or they break them. But for me, they absolutely make it. I love his songs in this. I've listened to them so many times. But yeah, Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron is absolutely a gem, and everyone needs to at least give it a shot. Such a great movie. Next up, we have Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. We just did almost all of the 2D animated films from DreamWorks, except for Prince of Egypt. That one is actually not underrated. Most people love that one. It is a really well-loved film. But yeah, all the rest of their 2D animated films do not get enough love. And I feel like Sinbad gets the least amount of love out of all of the 2D animated films, and I get why. Compared to El Dorado and Spirit, and especially Prince of Egypt, I don't think it's as good as those, but I don't think it's so bad it needs to be shoved under the rug like so many people do. It has a weird charm to it. The animation, do I even need to talk about the animation at this point? Every animated film that DreamWorks does, especially the 2D ones, the animation is just top notch. But I mean, there's a certain level of ingenuity with this animation that you don't see with other ones. How Eris like transforms herself constantly as she's walking and moving is just mesmerizing to watch. The crazy kooky monsters that we deal with the whole time are all treated with such unique animation styles, and yeah, the CG elements didn't really age all that well, but you know, they're not bad. You just noticed they were very much trying to play with that tradigital style, that they were really trying to make a thing that didn't really quite land the way they wanted to, but you know, it's still really good to see, I think. And I just felt a lot of chemistry between the voice cast. Like, even though, yes, this is not like the greatest script I've ever heard with the most in-depth characters, their deliveries all just feel great, and these characters I think are really fun to see with each other. And yeah, like I said, it's not a like hugely deep story or anything, but it's a great, fun, epic adventure. Sometimes that's all you need, and in my opinion, that's what Sinbad gives. And I feel like I'm one of the only people on YouTube who mention that I actually like Sinbad, but here we are again. I think Sinbad is an underrated gem and could use a little bit more love. So why don't you set sail and see if there's something worth sailing for on this ship. Next, we have the Penguins of Madagascar movie. I know this one might seem like a weird entry because Madagascar is anything but underrated. It's gotten so much attention. It's gotten 3 movies, 3 TV shows, and a spin-off movie. You're really gonna say it's underrated? Not Madagascar, just the Penguins of Madagascar movie. This movie kind of bombed when it came out, and a lot of people didn't give it attention, and yeah, probably because they were sick of Madagascar at this point. And yeah, you know what? Kind of fair. I get that. Especially the Penguins had gotten really strong parts in all 3 films. Plus, they already had a TV show of their own at this point. A lot of people saw this as, you know, too much penguins. And fair, so many people didn't see this movie that it kind of bombed, and it bombed pretty bad. Which, if you've seen the movie, I don't really think it deserved that. While not the best movie or anything like that, I thought this had a lot more charm than the TV show did. Or heck, I may have liked it more than some of the movies in this franchise. I thought the villain Dave was a lot of fun. I thought that he actually had a really compelling backstory. And I really just like the little gag that he has, where every time he calls on a henchman, he makes a celebrity name joke. Like, Nicolas Cage them. It's a dumb little thing, but it's weirdly charming and endearing. It's kind of fun seeing the Penguins now kind of have a rival group that they feel inferior to. And it's really cool to see the relationship between Private and the rest of the group grow. While not the greatest thing Dreamworks has ever done, I certainly didn't think it was bad enough to get the bomb numbers that it did. So if you got tired of this because of all the penguin fever, maybe give it a shot. There's still a little more fight left in these flightless birds. And last on the list, we have Rise of the Guardians. Now, I gotta be honest, I kind of went back and forth whether or not to put this one on the list because I've been kind of vocal that I do like Rise of the Guardians, but I definitely don't like it like most of the cult followers of this movie do. I think the idea is sensational, but the execution was a little lackluster for me, but not bad enough for me to call it a bad movie, so it still goes on this list. The plot is that Santa, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, the Sandman, they all work together on like an Avenger-style team to stop badness from coming to the children of the world, which is a really cool idea. And then we've got Jack Frost, who has kind of always been not really part of the group, but has been known by the group, and they've had their issues, but now Jack Frost is actually supposed to be one of the Guardians, and he's not really thrilled about it. And I feel like your main enjoyment of this movie is gonna come down to Jack Frost. I feel like the people who really love this movie love Jack Frost, whereas I thought he was fine. Maybe that's why I didn't get into it as much as everyone else did. Yeah, I would have rather spent time with all the other characters, and maybe that's why I don't like it as much. Because I think the other characters are super interesting, and he's fine. So maybe go take a trip and see if you want to become part of the Guardians. So that's it for my list this time. In my opinion, these are the most underrated films within Dreamworks. So let me know, did you guys agree with this list? Do you have a few more that you wanted to add, or do you agree? Do you disagree? I'd love to hear your comments down below. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! And big thank you to all of my Patreons. Without you, this channel wouldn't be what it is today. Thank you so much.